fun times we have.
Yes. Yes, the Pokemans. We are hip.
I
Man.
I genuinely can't wait to explore Spain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. So because of where it is geography wise, I'm expecting to see a lot of Kalos region Pokemon just migrating over there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, I said the same thing about Galar, and we barely saw any of them, did we?
Yeah.
As long as I get some iteration of either Cubone or Sandshrew, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that also implies I'll somehow get a Switch between now and then. Most likely not.
I'm just like, okay, they know they at least please me from keeping my good boy in this game. It's like I continue with my thing to catch a Lucario in every single Pokemon game I play, name it Anubis, and get to level 100 as fast as possible.
See, I just like to catch all of the new Pokemon and ignore every other generation. Unless they have a new form or evolution or something, in which case I go, yeah, I'll get that now.
Wonder what the
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
I was
Oh,
just
sorry.
going to say I only ever have exactly one mission in Pokemon, and that's to get Ninetales as fast as possible.
Fair. I was never a big fan of Ninetales until Omega Ruby, where the selection of fire Pokemon very limited if you don't take a fire starter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Foxy Love did work.
It's a lot worse in Gen 4, I found out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, does it have swine up? Yes. Oh, get my boy, man, swine.
I mean, to be fair, coupled with the fact that there's so many other types that can cover the strengths or weaknesses that fire have.
Well, yeah, there is, but it's just the fact that there's, like, aside from maybe the first two gens, there's barely any fire support at all.
Yeah, I think there's... What is it? I know Ponyta is definitely in Gen 4. I just don't... I honestly can't remember off the top of my head what else is in the Sinnoh region that's
Also,
fire that isn't a
I'm just
starter.
going to say this right now. Chaco, you're coming at me with a big meta. I play Pokemon from the heart, so I don't really care about any of that stuff. Just give me a Pokemon that looks cool or is stupid, but somehow saves my ass and then makes me grow attached to it.
Oh yeah, completely
Yes.
believe you.
That's why Pidgeot is one of my favorite Pokemon, because Pidgeotto saved my ass during the raid cave. Or not in the raid cave, in the Diglett cave in Yellow.
Yeah. No, when I was playing, I think it was Sun and Moon, and you can get just as many EVs as you want. My first EV was the one evolved into the one that I never liked the design of, which was Sylphion. But I just remembered that one comic that always gets circulated of, I wanted an Espeon, which is what I did try to evolve it into. It's like, nope, okay, no, I love my new gay son. No, I'm not going to be that guy. And he proceeded to be the most badass dragon killer in my party. So yeah, no. I love my little gay son.
It's why everyone likes Klefki, because, like, holy crap, it's Steel Fairy, and it's just a set of keys, but it can kill a lot of things.
Yeah, Klefki is dangerous. As a fan of dragons, I am not too happy about Fairy, but, you know, it's in the meta, and I'm fine with it. I'm just a little disappointed.
It's not in the meta in the card game anymore.
Huh. I have not played the card game in a good long while.
Like, seriously, they introduced it for Gen 6, because obviously that's when they put it out.
Right.
And then Gen 7, like, they put some fairy Pokemon. There is no fairy Pokemon for Gen 8 at all. But surprisingly enough, the Pro boxes still have those cards.
Weird.
Like, even Sylveon, like, they made Sylveon a normal type.
What? That's weird. Like, I mean, it's not like Gen 8 didn't have any fairy Pokemon. There was a pretty decent amount, if I remember correctly. Grimmsnarl, Galarian Weezing. Of course, there's all the old ones that got just retroactively turned into fairies.
Like Clefairy.
Yeah, the OG fairy.
Also, now that we have some people in the stream, it's time to talk about our partner that we have going forward, which is Roll for the Ukraine, everybody.
Roll
Yeah.
for Ukraine.
Yay.
Roll for Ukraine.
Yep. And anyone in chat, since I see Elfarad in there, if you just type that command, it'll take you to the Roll for Ukraine Facebook page, where they are currently, I want to say, close to a fourth of the way through their $2,000 goal they want to raise for charity to help all the people who have been displaced or affected by the tragedies that are currently happening in the Ukraine. So if you can, support them as much as you want, but always take care of yourself first.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll be getting into the game soon, but I just want to make sure that, oh, I forgot to even fix the title and everything. So let's fix that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still
Episode
saved by the spell.
Oh yeah, episode 19. Truth be told, I've been kind of nervous about tonight's session and whether or not it'll go well, but the more I think about it, the more I hope you guys will enjoy it. So,
I'm just gonna say that personally, we killed a red dragon last game. We could all
Well-
die, and I'd be okay with it.
I
well,
am anxious and excited.
I will say that kill is kind of a strong word at this point. I would say it's more like mortally wounded. So that was actually what I had in store for tonight. Not spoiling anything, but let's just say that I took some inspiration from some sources about what may happen tonight. But shouldn't be too dangerous of an issue. I hope.
Oh boy.
Now I'm concerned.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Here I was ready to try and collect some dragon blood and help Elise harvest, and now,
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Personally, Enoch is much where he was at the end of last stream, which is on his knees, almost crying that he has survived.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I like your episode session title. What's next? Good
Yeah,
question.
no.
It's like,
There's a lot
Enoch
of
wrote
things-
that specifically.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of things to get ready, so I wasn't even going to try to be clever. Right now, it's just focusing on the good we can do for other people, hopefully.
indeed. And with that, I think we're good to go ahead and get started.
All right, let's get everything. There was that.
Welcome, one and all, to episode 19 of Chult of Personality! When last we left our expedition, Wick, the squashing cleric, Dan, the half-elf witch, Enoch, the human warlock, Zeno, the half-elf sorcerer, and Elise, the wood elf ranger fighter. Our heroes continue to search for a passage to Omu, and perhaps other potential civilizations in the harsh jungles of Chult. After encountering yet even more grung and scavenging for more ingredients for Dad's herbal and alchemical needs, the expedition arrived in Ataz Yekalwazi, a wasteland filled with obsidian shard-like spires. There they encountered a patrol of fire newts atop of French striders, and did quite fairly beat them back. They then continued into the Valley of Lost Honor, a dry, lava flow-filled wasteland to the south. Upon camping for the night, Wick made a new friend named Licky the Lizard, and the night seemingly grew eerily more quiet as it went further in. And by the time dawn arose, the party was greeted by heavy windfalls and the fiery breath of a red dragon, Zindalor, the Queen of the Wastes. Though a harrowing encounter with lots of magic and the slinging of claws and gnashing of flame-wreathed teeth, Zindalor attempted to flee into the sky, but Elise, with her aim true, has landed a mortal shot with her bow, sending the dragon plummeting to the ground. The encounter is not quite done, however. What repercussions shall occur? Let's find out. As we have made an initiative from last session. Gotta find some appropriate music here.
I have to change my notes. I put Cindelor as Red Dragon we killed. Now it has to be mortally wounded.
Where is it? This'll work. So, as far as picking up from initiative last time, considering that basically, Tinder managed to get a couple of 100 feet away, for this first round, we'll say, as Elise is approaching the dragon, is there anything else you wanted to do?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just heading straight there, hoping to get some stuff.
Alright, so assuming normal movement to dash, you get about 60 feet closer.
Yeah.
And it'll take you about one more round in order to get to the dragon at this point. Enoch?
Well, Enoch will follow after Elise, but with a good, we'll say, 30 feet between them. So that way, they can't be both hit with fire. And I would say if we get within 120 feet, I would immediately be prepared to start blasting.
Alright. Zeno?
Basically the same thing. Take dash action to go to 60.
Alright. Then Kupalue is going to follow suit. Then I'm just recording something for the Red Dragon, which will bring us to Yuki.
She's
I
gonna
assume.
be, yeah, dashing.
Right behind. Alright. Kawasha's gonna follow suit. Dan, I assuming you also follow suit?
Yep.
Alright. Wick, you see your companions are beginning to run towards the dragon.
Yeah, he's gonna dash his tiny little 50 feet.
Just that little sideways leg fanning run.
Again, Mr. Krabs run.
Exactly. That's better put.
Every time Wick says he's running, I think that exact motion.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, he's just sticking his head into his scarf where you put looking. He's like, "Are you okay, little buddy?"
Lucky seems kind of unfazed as you're looking down in.
Okay, good.
Alright. Back to Elise's turn in the order.
How far out from the corpse am I?
From the dragon, you are currently, let's say, about 140 feet.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and keep dashing.
Alright, so you dash another 60 feet. That will get you within 80 feet of the dragon. Or actually, no, you're a wood elf. That would be,
It'd be 70
let's see,
feet.
70 feet. So you get to 140 feet. You're now within 60 feet of the dragon.
Okay.
And as you get closer to the dragon, you just see it painfully she's painfully lashing out, and as she kind of rolls over and looks at you, I want you to roll an insight check.
I gotta pull up a sheet. $18.
Yeah, even with that roll, You can barely make out the look in her eyes as she seizes up as she's staring at you. She's definitely looking like she's very scared at this point.
Elise is still kind of got the eyes on her, like surprised that the shot didn't just outright kill her, but is at least happy that she's down.
All right. So, anything else for your turn then? Aside from dashing.
I'm going to see. I spend my action to dash. Is my hunter's mark still like showing that it's on her?
Yes. Assuming you still have concentration on it from last session, which I believe you still do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll just knowing that it's still there, she'll just stand and wait.
All right. Next up will be Enoch. You are currently, let's see, 140. Yeah, we're currently 140 feet away from the dragon. You're about 75 feet away as Elise is pulling ahead.
Alright. Enoch will just go 30 feet and ready to cast a spell while he's just kind of like trying to get a sense for what's going on. Because
Okay.
at this point, we're arguably safe, and now we're chasing down a wounded creature. And Enoch still does not fully understand anything about dragons, so he's very much
Alright.
wondering what the play is going to be. So 30 feet and
Okay.
ready a spell.
What are you ready for a spell? And what are your conditions?
Magic missile if the dragon turns hostile.
Okay. Just be aware that if nothing happens, you will lose the spell slot.
I mean, that's fine. At this point, it's do or die.
All right. Zeno.
How far am I? Don't since I went on the
Let's
map.
see. You are 30 feet. We'll say you're about 30 feet behind Enoch as you're dashing towards the dragon.
And I'm 120 feet away.
So if I dash the 90 or the 60 feet, will I be able to roll an insight to see if I can see how she looks and all that?
Sure. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Come on. I have a +3 to this somehow. The 13 probably doesn't help, though.
Yeah, you're not exactly able to get a good read on her, as you see her locking eyes with Elise, but you're not able to get a good read on it. All right.
If I can, take a free action. And speak, or say out loud. Alright, guys. Let's, play this safely, huh?
Enoch's
All
hands
right.
to his side like a gunslinger, just flexing.
All right. Kupalue is dashing up to keep up with you, and it's Zindalor's turn. Never would I have imagined that such creatures would pest me. And Elise, as you see, her eyes give a quick flash over to Zeno as you're moving closer. Roll another insight check for me.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
I also just remembered Zeno's probably still shaking like a...
Yeah. Oh,
That's
I'm sorry.
a-
I meant to ask Elise for the insight check because
Okay.
she's currently closer to the dragon.
14.
Dang it, that 20 was nice.
Yeah, you're not sure what to make of that glance. As she just kind of gets a quick glance, eases up a little bit, and then turns back to you. Next up will be Yuki dashing, Kawasha dashing, Dan.
Okay, so my moonbeam is up in the air. It's probably not going to be able to move close enough to actually do anything, right?
Correct.
Given. All right, so I think I'm just going to dash forward to catch up with everyone else and be able to be in range for any of my spells.
All right. Wick.
Don't worry, guys, I'm coming.
All right. You're going to dash up and keep up with the majority of the party, which will then bring us to Elise. What would you like to do?
Jackal?
Sorry, I had to step away for a second. My turn.
Yep, your turn.
Okay. Elise is going to. She's got her bow out, but she's just kind of hesitating. Kind of hears the dragon say that, never in a million years would I ever thought that I would be taken down, and he's just kind of looks at her and says, I've had a lot of firsts in my time too. I've never been around a dragon, only heard of them from stories. Certainly if this was my old village, taking your head back to my clan would be quite the feat. But judging by your eyes, I feel like there's more at work here. If you want to speak your piece or speak your mind, I will listen. But we will be ready if you decide to turn. And she's going to hold an action. If the dragon turns hostile, I'm going to fire.
While you're looking at her, I want you to roll a perception check for me.
17.
17. As you're looking over this dragon, it's strange that you see you've barely managed to catch out of the corner of the dragon's eye, you see very faint looking sparks that they flicker and dance across the floor like you know how weld arcs?
Yeah.
Occasionally have slag that drop to the floor and then they just kind of scatter and smaller bits just kind of break apart from those and so on and so forth.
Would I be able to roll anything to discern what that might be?
Arcana check?
Am I close enough to also give this a go, or no?
Once you get closer next round, I'll allow you the opportunity, Dan.
Okay.
14.
You're not sure what's happening. It kind of looks like it's some sort of magical effect, but you're not exactly sure.
This is a red dragon, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold action.
Alright. Zeno, it's your turn.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip over? Enoch, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did that thing again.
It's okay. We all have somewhat future-y names, but Enoch will slowly just get 30 feet closer, but also be taking a bit of a wider arc. So again, out of the path of multiple people getting the breath, and we'll just be kind of, again, watching the situation, preparing for if it gets back to violent, holding an action for Eldritch Blast.
Alright. Let's see. With this, I'll say you do manage to catch up to within. Let's see if you're
120 feet away last round.
90 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow you since you're close enough to roll a perception check.
Okay. There it is. Ha! Enoch is far too out of his depths. He's just like, I've heard these things mentioned in the same like manner as twisters and or blights. So I'm just hoping it doesn't try to kill me.
Fair enough, yeah. With that, yeah, you're just kind of focusing on your spell casting. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. Which will then bring us to Zeno.
Zeno tries to get as close as possible. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that's probably about 30 feet away from her.
Yep. And since you're close enough, and given your penchant, I will allow you a perception check with advantage.
Perception. That's a 16.
Yeah,
Thank God for that advantage. Holy crap.
Yeah, not one on the other side. Yeah. As you're looking over this dragon, you notice that. Yeah, you notice that out of the corner of her eyes, every once in a while, you see these arcs of like white-red lights that arc out from her eyes, and then as they hit the ground, bits of them scatter, and those bits and pieces of them scatter as well.
I don't think there's any need for that anymore, wouldn't you say?
It's quite alright, I suppose.
He said that in Draconic, by the way. I forgot to clarify that.
Oh yeah, she'll respond in Draconic as well.
You understand the reason that we attacked you was only because you attacked us first.
Mortals are usually beneath me. Typically, your kind are no exception.
Did she say that in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay.
Makes you feel any better? One of my closest friends was a Dragonborn, so I know your ways quite well.
Alright. The dragon, then. As you get a better look at her, you see the sparks that are dripping from her eyes kind of give off a quick flash of light, and you see a shimmer just kind of erupt along the skins and scale of her body. It's a very quick flash, but... Zeno, I want you to roll an Arcana check with advantage.
Here we go. Come on, cheat.
I just think I know what's going on here. Above game.
That's a nat 20, holy crap.
All right.
Not 20 for a total of 20. You see the effects like this. In fact, you're pretty confident you've experienced something like this. It seems like in her death-throwing state, it seems like she's going through a wild magic surge, or rather, it seems like she's going through a series of wild magic surges.
Can I say that, or like see that and be like, all right, everyone, stand back, stand back.
When it's your turn, I'll say.
All right.
I mean, I'm 90 feet away. I'm pretty far back.
It's like, in character, Zeno would see that, and remembering exactly every single time that that's happened to him, his eyes would go, like, wide. Be like, oh, fuck. I might be a little too close for this.
Alright. That will bring us to Yuki, who's going to be keeping up with you, Dan.
Yep.
And Squasha, which will then bring us to you.
Okay, so Dan's gonna get close, but not like really close, maybe like within 30 feet if possible. And since everyone doesn't seem to be unloading into the dragon, he's going to hold on to a witch bolt if she gets hostile. Gonna cast that at 2nd level.
Okay.
I'm gonna add that the only reason I haven't actually said I'm gonna hold action is because everyone else seems like they're going to do that, and I think it needs to be overkill at that point.
I mean, better safe than sorry. So what's
Alright.
going on? What have I missed?
You saying that in character?
Yes, in character.
Let's try to talk to her first. I have a feeling there's more to this.
Well, once we get this on here, let me just go ahead and get this map set up again. 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, 30 from the lease. We'll see. Everybody else is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like about this, as I bring you over to the map.
I was farther away, but I'll move my character. Let's see here.
I'm pretty sure I'd still be behind too.
I wanted to be within
Yeah.
30 feet if that's possible, so the witch bolt could matter.
Okay. Yeah, let me just adjust that properly.
That's fine. Yeah.
So you'd be about next to Elise, I'll say.
Alright, that sounds good.
Alright, so you go to have lightning arcing from your hands as you ready your witch bolt. And then, yeah, I'll say as you get closer, yeah, you too see that shimmer just as her breathing gets heavy, you see that quick shimmer and flash just glow around all of her scales for a second. Alright. Then that will bring us to Wick.
Alright, is this actually where I am?
Yeah.
Alright.
And I'll say Yuki is, Dan, so.
Alright. Alright. Oh, it's still alive. Okay, don't worry, everybody. I got this.
Being the little dork that he is. Guiding bolt.
Oh god. Oh no!
Oh boy!
Well,
Oh no.
much for holding.
Well, go ahead, roll that damage.
We're all just sitting here being like, why don't we try to talk to a reason with it? Wick.
Don't worry,
So that's-
everybody. I'll finish it off.
He is
So
alive.
that's
Don't you worry.
So that's 38 points of radiant damage.
Actually, whatever
I-
maximum damage actually is, since we're doing that
Yep.
rule. Yep.
I just feel like we're all sitting there talking, and Wick rolls up and is like, I know what to do, and everybody just starts to look their way, but it's too late because then the guiding bolt just slow motion is starting to come over, and everyone's just like, no.
Everyone does the slow motion.
Look, he was slow both physically and mentally. He doesn't know what's going on.
Oh no.
I mean, in
You
all
see
honesty,
her
the only
go
reason
slack
Enoch
for a
isn't
second.
firing off is probably because he's more surprised the blast came from behind him.
Alright. Next up will be... Elise.
Elise sees that happen and immediately turns and looks at Wick with the most, like, disappointed mom face that you would ever see.
Oh no.
He just blinks blankly. What?
And then just turns and looks at the dragon. Elise just kind of like looks between all of her compatriots and then just kind of looks over at Zeno and says, well, think we should still try diplomacy now?
I would hope it would actually, like, yes. Like, he's at a loss of words for what just happened.
Elise just kind of like looks at the dragon. My apologies, our friend seems to be lagging behind in multiple ways. I want to make an insight check one more time, because I know you mentioned the first time I saw fear from the dragon. I want to see if the fear is from us or from something else.
Sure.
21.
Well, you see a fear of several things. You get the sense of, obviously, the fear of death. And also, considering how her stare is kind of winding up at you, it seems like she's particularly afraid of you.
Of me specifically?
Yes.
Does with the 21, does the fear of death, does it seem like there's any inkling that she is knowledgeable, or shall we say, trying to think of the right word, competent enough of, like, does she know what the death curse is, and does that fear of death seem to imply that she's thinking about that?
You don't currently know.
How bad does she look?
At this point, she looks like she is on death's door.
I may only get one question. Kind of looks between Zeno and Dan. I suppose if there's anything I need to ask, this is the only time.
What would you ask of me, of all creatures?
I don't want to go assuming, but I figure you've called these lands your home for quite some time. Do you have any insight into the death curse that plagues this land?
I have heard tell of it. That is why I do not wish to die, not by here, neither by your hands. And you get the faintest curling of a bear's snarl at you as she tries to convey her displeasure, barely a few embers able to flick out of her mouth.
If there's any inclination, and maybe you can point us in the correct direction, I will make sure that you do not die today.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
12!
That natural 0 on the other side.
Mm.
Yikes.
If you can, I suppose I may be of some assistance. And as she's coughing, more smoke and embers are just billowing out of her mouth.
Do I still have my action?
You do, yes.
16 points of healing.
Okay.
I made a promise. Now, let's see if she lives up to her end.
Okay, then. As you go to lay your hands upon the head of this dragon, and the soft green glow emanates from your hands and courses through the dragon. You see as the shimmering stops and the embers from her mouth cough a little stronger as she she goes to stagger at her feet, and
My
she
magic,
goes and looks down to all of you.
at least I would just say my magic is limited, but it's what I can do for now.
Well, you helped me, and I will help you, I suppose. What is it that you seek?
Can any of us answer, or is it just Elise at this point?
Well, I assume with this, unless anybody is willing to object, I'm willing to take us out of combat.
I was about to say,
Mhm.
Akko just walked to Wick. I think the time for blasting has ceased.
Oh, no more blasting.
Elise.
Okay, got it.
Elise will take like a 10 foot step back and
I love how Wick says the time for blasting has ceased. In crops in the scythe.
Oh.
Just a shadow of the sight just moving out. And then as soon as it cuts to her, she just tucks it behind her back. Oh, okay.
So while that's going on, Zeno will come step forward right next to Elise. Look, we think we're looking for the same thing, really. We're sent here to look into the mystery of the death curse as well.
Death curse.
we simply wish to end it.
Let's just say that I've heard a few adventurers have been foolish enough to venture close to my horde. They also had told me about trying to find this death curse. They were not as kind as you, and they wound up a much worse fate.
Yes, I can imagine so.
I have a question if everyone is willing to give it to me here. Not related to the death curse. Stindalor, have you seen a hag come through your lands? has a peg leg, wielding a bag made of skin, possibly. Peg leg produces yellow gas.
She lets out a low growl as she takes one of her talons and just. She takes like one of her claws and just cups it into the side of her head as she takes the talon of her other claw and just taps it on the ground in contemplation. A peg-legged hag, you say? I am sorry. I am not sure if I have met such a creature. But the closest activity I have seen is the ruins of a city that lie just to the east of here. I have flown over it a few times, but I try not to get too close to it. Many gargoyles have attempted to pester me if I fly too close.
Gargoyles?
Yes. They seem to be protecting that place from the air. They are too much of a nuisance for me, that's why I typically can't get close to it. I simply don't have time to deal with nuisances like that.
Thank you, I appreciate the intel.
At least what actually looked to Wick. Your vision, Wick. The location wasn't that far off from here, was it?
I mean, at this point, you'd
No.
have to shout at us.
Yeah.
Hey, Wick!
I mean, he'd probably at least waddle over at this point.
No more blasting. Well, I think it's not far off. Actually, I think it's just to the east of us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, remember we came through here taking the long way.
Yeah. The ruins that she speaks of could very well be the same as your vision.
Wick's shoulders
Yes.
drop.
Possibly.
She goes and lifts up a talon, and she points towards the, slightly towards the, east-southeast. Make your way to the edge of the Valley of the Lost Honor, and then go straight east. From here, it should be about maybe 4 days' journey on foot.
At least that. Is there anything that we should be, I suppose, warned of on our way there? Perhaps more of the fire newts or anything else?
Well, let's just say that between you and I am not particularly fond of the newts, though we tend to have a mutual understanding.
From the sounds of things, it almost sounds like they worship you.
Well, truth be told, I do have a clutch of kobolds that follow me.
Do we tell them that you gave blessings, let us pass, or else things might happen?
Well, if I were to... perhaps. Tell you what. Just as long as you stay away from my mine, I will allow you passage. As long as you are cordial in the valley.
To be fair, we didn't even know there was a mine here, so we can keep a pretty easy wide berth.
Adding to that, we're really focused on what we came here to do, because otherwise we're gonna be losing money on this quest ourselves. Above game, which is like, that is true. But we never really thought about it, have we?
Hmm.
I mean, the back of Enoch's mind, he's just wondering how many days Sildra has left.
Ellie's just kind of nods. Like, she pulls out the map and, like, probably just for the sake of things is able to find the map on the mine on the map and mark it, and just a big red X of don't go.
Sure. Let me go ahead and pull you guys over to the player map, just to kind
Here
of help.
there be dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to present the map, she would squint down at it. I must say, that is quite the impressive map you have there. And then she kind of looks around it. And she points on the map. Here. Hey, let me just make sure I'm on the right layer to ping.
Map.
Stay away from there. That is my lair.
Well, that's...
If I find you inside it, I will not hesitate to attack you again.
Well, again, that's exactly the opposite direction we want to go, so bygones be bygones?
You don't have any reason to go that way.
No hard feelings.
No more blasting.
At least again, just mom stares at Wick.
No more blasting.
And as you're looking at the map, as far as the location you seek, she looks around and she sets a talon right about there.
It must be Omu.
Well, see, we have a precise location now. Before, we would have had to just wander around in that area and hope we stumbled into it.
I mean...
Ironically enough, ma'am, I think that if you hadn't attacked us, we would have ended up in your mine, because knowing our luck, we would have been going the complete opposite direction.
We have gotten lost on a couple of occasions. Just quick glances over to Kawasha.
I would like to think Kawasha is not bad enough to get us lost, headed towards a very obvious coastline.
To be fair, I did get us back on track a few times.
Which means you got us lost a few times, doesn't it?
He just kind of turns and gives you the side stink eye.
He just blinks.
Don't look at him like that. You know that's right.
To be fair, Kawasha, you are the best guide that we have hired so far.
He kind of closes an eye and draws up a smirk.
Isn't
To be
he
fair,
the
I'm
only
sure
guy
you are
that...
the only guide I've ever had.
Yes, but still, you're at the top.
I mean, not technically. We did have that one captain that took us to the fort.
It's true, actually.
Yeah, but was he really a guide?
We paid him, so he might as well be. Well, this has been a harrowing day. I say we all just go our separate ways and never see each other again.
As everyone's kind of worn down, at least we'll look at the dragon one last time. Says, one more thing before we part ways. Apparently, there is a lich somewhere within these lands, or a lich rather. We ran into her. We didn't fight her, but she sent some of her minions at us. Should you run into her, we would certainly be appreciative, as long as she, doesn't... What I'm trying to say is we would be appreciative if you were to maybe take her out, as long as she perhaps messes with your mine or whatever. Just be on the lookout.
Well, I can make no promises, but if I do see this such as you describe, I will do my best to maintain caution. If she say anything as potent as what you long have proven, and she just kind of gives just a grim snarl.
Before he leaves, Zeno would look at her. That wild magic surge. I see I'm not the only one then.
I'm not sure what came over me there, but you know what they say about the power of dragons. It's not to be trifled with. And as she goes to look down at you, she, with a mighty beat of her wings, she begins to take off, or to lift off into the air and hover about 15 feet above you. I would be lying if I said I would want to see you again, but...
That makes two of us.
Next time, a little more cordial then, yes?
Well, that would depend on your actions, I suppose.
How about we just
Try
never
not
have
to
it next
die in the
time?
jungle! As she lets out a roar as she takes off and flies off towards the west.
You know, I like her.
She's been
All
affected
right.
by the same curse that I have, it appears.
Well, let's hope that curse kills her.
At least just immediately drops to her hands and knees, and you know, like in anime when someone's having like an existential crisis.
I could have gotten a dragon part!
Exactly. She's like, I can't believe I let a brace slip by me.
I'll do
I'll,
what
ad-
you want.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll admit I'm a little disappointed I didn't get a vial of dragon blood, but you know, it is what it is.
Elise looks at Wick. If I ever negotiate with a dragon again, blast me.
Okay. Wick,
You're going to regret that.
Wick will remember this.
Wick has the Saitama okay face on right now.
I think that's a strong contender for Quote of the Night.
Yeah.
I negotiate with a dragon again, blast me.
Either that or the time for blasting has ceased.
Like to point out the juxtaposition of this week to last week. Last week, Zeno yelled, "Hey, lady! It was on you that we're attacking you." This week he's actually cordial.
I still can't get over the fact that dragons can actually speak people.
I mean, they're incredibly intelligent creatures. Why wouldn't they be able to speak?
Again, the only time I've heard people talk about dragons is in the same tone you would talk about a natural disaster. Most people don't talk to twisters.
In all fairness, that was a chromatic dragon. The metallics are a little bit more people-friendly, but the chromatics are more...
There's different kinds!
Oh yes.
I think
My,
three I've read? Yeah, I think of three. Three different types.
Just the math meme suddenly is Enoch. Just you see the numbers floating above his
Dan,
head.
are you being truthful in this, or do you legitimately not know in character?
In character, I think he's done the research into a variety of things, but I don't know if he actually has that knowledge or not.
Well, give me an Arcana check.
That's fair.
I'm gonna roll 2 just to see how much Elise actually knows about dragons.
I wanted it as well because I'm sure that, like I said, like his friend is a dragonborn, so he probably would have asked him about that type of stuff.
Sure.
Okay, I probably take back what I just said. 9.
Alright. Yeah, sure, Zeno. I'll let you roll for Arcana as well. Given your magical tendencies.
That's an 11.
At least you're not exactly sure how many types of dragons there are. Zeno, yeah, you know that there are chromatics and there are, metallics. Dan, you would handily know that, currently in the Forgotten Realms, as far as what you have heard, there are 10 different types of dragons. 5 that are chromatic and 5 that are metallic.
Okay.
So you would
Right.
know what those dragons are.
At
Or
least,
Right.
you've heard of them.
at least we're just trying to say, well, I only know of what were told to me by as stories by my village elders.
Same.
I'm
That
sorry. I actually read this. I can't believe I spaced on that. There's 10 different types of dragons, 5 chromatic and 5 metallic. Each
Was that
a
11?
rainbow crest.
would he know that at least like they're all based on the elemental magics and all that? Milla?
I'm sorry?
Would Zeno with that 11 at least know that it's like they're all based off like elemental magic, like blue is thunder, red is fire, and all that?
You would know that certain dragons are more pertinent to certain elements, though you're not exactly sure which ones are which.
Like, yeah, I think that the color of the dragon determines what elemental breath it can do. I don't know which ones are which though.
Okay, I
Yes.
think you all are misunderstanding. I don't want to learn about dragons. I hope I never see another dragon. I am just stating that the last thing I expected that dragon to do was to talk to me.
I mean, Dan's gonna look around for a second. We did beat her pretty soundly. It seems like the perfect time to negotiate.
I think it only helped us because she was at least scared of me. Since I was the one who brought her down.
Okay, I'm gonna ask if I can do another roll to see if he would know that the only reason that we were able to bring her down was because of how young she was in terms of the age and all that.
Based off of your Arcana check. I'm not sure if your character would know based off of that.
Would I know based off mine?
Yeah, with your Arcana check, yeah, typically the older the dragon is, the more powerful they are. It seemed like this dragon, looked relatively young. Based on what you've read.
Okay. We were basically dealing with a young dragon. I don't know her exact age, mind you, but the older they are, the more powerful they are. Reverse of humans.
You're telling me that's not as big as they get.
Oh no, they get
Oh.
much bigger.
Let's leave! Why are we still
Oh.
here?
All right.
That is the appropriate reaction to that, by the way.
Yeah, no!
Indeed.
In fact, if I die here, I am now haunting all of you because you decided to take us on this detour to Dragonland.
We lived, didn't we?
Yeah.
So far! Don't jinx it! Looks at Dan, especially you, don't jinx it.
All
I
right.
thought that would have been aimed towards me this time. He says out loud.
So far, you were the least dangerous part about that, which is staggeringly impressive.
No, I gotta give it to you. That was impressive.
Yeah. Now again, let's go!
All right. So you begin to set off to the Valley of Lost Anna. That's right, because this happened in the morning after your long rest. We'll say that was your encounter for the day.
What a hell of a way to wake up.
Yeah, right?
Hey, warning everyone, there's a dragon coming towards us.
What a beautiful. Oh my god, what is that?
Alright, so...
I just like how I immediately went from last session to being just full on feral. I gotta get my trophies to. Oh, we just negotiated with Red Dragon.
That's typically an oxymoron statement.
Mm.
Above game, Vaughn knows this.
Above game, I think everyone knows that Red Dragons are the worst in terms of their attitudes and stuff like that.
No,
Mhm.
technically it's the white dragon. Because white dragons are also stupid.
Yeah,
they're
they're
the
more
most savage.
primitive when it comes to
Yeah.
their needs.
Whites are generally the most feral of all the chromatics.
I've seen it literally written down in expanded manuals. No, they are just dumber.
Yeah. Although I feel like you could make a case for black dragons being the worst because they're the cruelest out of all of them.
That's also very true.
Imagine this like, conversation going on in character. Like we all somehow know this. Like just stare like, what? How do you people know this shit?
I know! Enoch lives in a very remote village. The most exotic thing in that village was the goblins.
I mean, again, Dan lived in the woods. He's just read a lot of books.
Books are a rarity where he comes from.
Kind of sad in character. Like Zeno doesn't at least know basics about dragons, considering that he's friends with a dragonborn and he was at a university.
I mean, you forget stuff.
I
Also,
mean,
improvement, Zeno isn't exactly the sharpest bulb.
No, he's not, but still.
all right.
Like,
So,
when it comes to knowing his friends, he would be like, okay, at least I know them.
yep.
Like,
Like to
alright.
imagine you're talking with your Dragonborn friend, he's telling you about dragons, and it's just going in one ear, out the other. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
the coolest thing would probably be like in character where like he's a blue dragon, so he'd be like, yeah, I can breathe lightning. It's like, what? Really? That's cool.
No, that would be my other friend, Dragonborn friend. They are actually white ancestry. Anyway, let's see. The rest of this day passes with heavy rain. Nothing happens. The next day, let's see. Chaco, how about you roll percentile for me?
Oh boy. Seven.
A 7. Interesting.
Also, considering that dragon lived, that explains why when I asked this morning, hey, did we level? Not yet. I was like, how?
How did we not? Yeah.
Caitlin, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh boy. Let's see.
4.
Interesting. Okay. As you're traveling along this day, let's see. As you're traveling through, you and Elise just kind of look at the side of one log you pass, and it's weird. You look and you see just piles and piles of what look to be preserved rations just resting in this log.
Wick just sticks his head in the log.
Ooh, food.
Interesting.
I was gonna say we could roll survival or something to see if that food's cursed or something.
First off,
I
I want to see if it. I want to make sure that it has, even though it claims to be preserved, I want to make sure that it's edible.
roll an investigation check, I'd say.
I
You
could
say-
cast Detect Poisons and Disease to make sure it's not poison if you want.
That'd be nice, yes.
Alright, you'll do the ritual cast for that.
All right.
I can just see if it's magical.
All right. So, at least as you're looking around these rations, the majority of it is hardtack. and some dry jerky that's kind of laying about.
So
That's wrapped up.
it almost looks military in a sense.
Yeah, you would say that. Yeah, a lot of it looks like military grade rations. You kind of look around it, smell it. Doesn't seem out of the ordinary. Enoch, as you cast your Eldritch Sight, yeah, you, aside from what magic items may be on your party members, yeah, you don't detect any magic in these rations.
Well, I don't think it's cursed.
At least
And
kind of perks their head up. They're military.
And as Dan's casting of Detect Poison and Disease comes up, you do not detect any poisons or diseases located within these rations.
They are definitely not poisoned or diseased, so they are safe to eat.
I mean, technically, food can't get diseases. It's not alive.
It can give diseases.
Well,
Things can
yeah.
spoil, yes.
But that's not a disease. That's a sickness.
Alright. So above game for the sake of brevity, you guys have found a cache that contains 50 days of preserved rations.
We're taking that.
We stole someone's food.
That's 10 for each of us.
Sucks to be that person. Anyways.
Yep.
Can I make a perception check just to see if there's like anything around here that would look like anybody passed by here recently?
With a survival check, I'll let you look for it.
18.
18. Do you see one particularly very, very, very old-looking footprint? That's humanoid size. You're not able to discern how old it is or how long it's been there, but it seems like you're barely able to make out like the indentation of a footprint. That's how
Okay.
old that
Because
looks.
I was thinking like within like the previous 7 days as recent, but if this looks older than that, then I'm not worried about it.
Right, yeah. But yeah. It looks old, though you're not able to discern how old it is.
Judging by the footprints around here, this has probably been here for quite a while, at least over, I would say, over a couple weeks, if not longer.
Well, that's the advantage of hardtack. Aside from weevils, it basically never ages.
What
Alright.
movie this is? Takes a bite into it. What is? Can I discern which one it is?
Yeah, you've had tack for your hard rations, and yeah, it definitely tastes like hardtack.
I was buying the jerky. See
Oh.
what type of like meat it is.
I guess. What would this be? I guess a survival check to figure it out. Or medicine?
Survival or medicine? I have a 3 in medicine, so let's go with that. That's a 5.
Looks like meat, tastes like meat. You're not able to figure out what kind of meat.
Can I use my previous survival to tell, or should I roll a new one?
Roll a new one.
8.
Looks like meat, smells like meat, tastes like meat.
Enoch takes just a piece of jerky and just eats it. It's sustenance. First rule of living like a goblin. Don't question what it is if it won't make you sick. And then just proceeds to gnaw on the jerky while he starts marching.
It's very fair, yeah.
Food is food.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you continue on journeying the rest of the day, nothing else happens. The next day, as you're traveling through the jungle, let's see. No encounter there. The next day of travel, I'm just gonna remove some of these those there. Nothing happens. And then the next day, oh, that's right. Alright. Just gotta roll for one last little bit here. Oh, wait. One, two. Alright, sorry, just getting onto the map here. Clicking on the right square just to delete that. Yeah, it would have been. Actually, it would have been right up there. Let's see, Caitlin. Vaughn, go ahead and roll percentile for me.
Oakley dokley. 78.
78 in the jungle. Okay. Let's see.
Also great. We are right now in the middle of normal dangerous jungle and undead dangerous jungle. This is fine.
As you're beginning to head off from camp, let's see. Who in the party, aside from Wick, at least has passive perceptions higher than 12?
Mine is exactly 12.
Not me. I am under 12 by 1 point.
I'm under 12 by 2.
All right, so
Oh
at
wait,
least
Yuki would be above 12.
you let's see. At least Wick and Enoch, as well as Yuki, starts growling a little bit. As she sees that off in one corner, you see a rather large-looking snake watching your party as you're beginning to take apart the camp.
Ah,
You s-
a danger noodle.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Are we talking like a python or D&D large?
I guess if anybody wants to, could give me a nature check.
Okay, sure.
Nope.
Once Yuki points it out to me, I'll do nature.
Nat 20.
Well, never mind.
Don't have to.
It's kind of weird. Enoch, you're kind of talking about with another adventure party. That looks like a boa constrictor. That's just there.
Oh,
You've heard people talk about, like, really large snakes? This doesn't look like it's as large as those.
okay. So, oh wait, so it's not as big as a boa constrictor.
Yeah, no, it's a smaller one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Wick, you're right. That is a danger noodle. That one likes to hug people until it crushes them.
Very big danger noodle.
Yep. So you and Licky, let's give that guy a wide berth.
He definitely sticks Licky into his little scarf. Just holds him protectively.
Okay.
All right. So, you managed to get the snake their berth as you break down camp and you begin to depart.
Could at least, just for the sake of it, throw a ration towards the steak to see if it will take it.
Roll an animal handling check.
7.
You throw the ration down at it. It flinches and immediately retracts into the bush that its head was sticking out of. It definitely was not amused by that, it seems.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So, aside from that, the rest of your day you venture further into the jungle, nothing happens. And then, the next day.
Do we need to make our checks?
Oh yeah, survival checks for gathering and stuff.
I need to figure out how to get rid of this whisper question box.
I ain't finding shit.
All right. Yeah, it's just berry eating tonight. Dan, roll a D. Let me a D. Let me see what I have here. Roll before. Roll a D6 for me.
Will do. 4.
4. Okay. Yes. Just gotta roll for these. All right, as you're scavenging about for your various bits, you find something that you've seen before. You see a bush that has some dark brown berries that are growing on it.
Ah.
If I recall, you have seen these before.
Believe so. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what they're actually called, so should I roll a nature check to confirm?
Yeah, roll a nature check for me.
All right. Well, that was awful. 8.
Yeah, you're not able to remember what these berries are, but on this bush, you currently find 16 berries.
I'll take those 16 berries.
If memory serves, this
Okay.
actually tracks because Dan wasn't able to figure out they were last time, if I remember.
Yeah, I think I asked someone in town, but I don't remember what they said.
Oh yeah, we'll figure that bridge out when we get there. But at any rate, so aside from that, nothing else happens, and the next day, I can't believe it's taken us this long, but the next day you begin to set out. I'm trying to get the last. Nope. Give me that. Give me. I try to get on the right text to delete that. There we go. The next day, you journey further into the jungle, and I'm going to bring you guys over to this map finally.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
This is a biggin'.
Oh, there's a lot to take in here.
You have to actually zoom out to see all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm at like 30, and I still don't see the whole map.
Yeah, I'm at 20% barely with your.
You can't really do much
All
with
right.
the character portraits in the bottom.
Anyway, I have to finally turn to this chapter in the book.
Dear Lord, this place is, I think, bigger than Portney and Zaru.
Yeah, it might be, actually.
Might be. And it's like halfway flooded.
Yeah.
Is that a volcano?
Whoa! It's kind of hard. You faintly see lava from like the far side of it, but let me describe this further in detail. The jungle parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of the misty basin. Colorful birds glide overhead. A waterfall pours into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of the steaming abyss.
I'm really surprised this wasn't marked on the map.
Dan is shaking visibly. I didn't expect a city.
No, I didn't either.
I'm sure none of us did.
I mean, I expected something pretty big from what Wick said. Also, Dan, good news, bad news. Good news is there should be basically no people here to activate your social anxiety. Bad news, mostly because I'm pretty sure most of them are undead.
We don't know that yet. Perhaps people can be saved.
Maybe they were cut off. Well, if Peggy is here somewhere... Oh god, we have to look through an entire city for her. And the soulmonger. Needle in a haystack.
Alright.
So where on the map are we actually entering from?
I was actually about to ask the exact same thing. So like, where the hell are we?
Because of the size of this map, I'm just gonna bring one token in to represent your party, and I feel it appropriate to have one of the party mascots represent that. Wick.
Yeah,
I'll say you're coming in around the southeast side of the city.
Oh, cool. So we have a perfect visual of the lava pit.
We see the lava pit, and then if you look towards the left, or towards further north, you see it halfway flooded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing things right. There's a giant wall around what looks like another part sectioned off.
Well, it's gonna take us a while to search through here.
Perhaps the inner walled-off section was where the rich people lived.
Is that lava?
I don't know what lava is, but it looks like melted slag.
Words to the wise, don't get anywhere near that.
I mean, I can feel how hot it is from here.
Yeah, the further you get in, the hotter it is.
Was there a notable temperature difference, like, when we got up here?
It feels about the same where you guys are currently standing. It's still, hot by Jolted Jungle standards, but not any worse, I'll say.
Alright, well, we got a lot of ground to cover. Let's find if one of these abandoned houses looks safe, and just make it a base of operations.
Alright.
Good idea.
Let's say at least we kind of look to the rest of the party and say, do we want to just run in, or do we want to try to approach this stealthily?
Stealth might be the best option, considering there may be undead in this city.
Alright. So, that does beg the question, how do you guys want to approach? And I'll describe this as you find yourself descending down a set of stairs. A guardhouse stands near the entrance to the city. Arrow slits are cut into its limestone walls, and a lopsided iron portcullis hangs over the gateway, beyond which you can see an open plaza.
Well, doesn't look like anything's pointing weapons at us. Might as well check inside there first.
Alright. You go to look inside the guardhouse. Much of the interior has collapsed into rubble. Creepers cling to the walls, and high grasses sprout between the flagstones amid evidence of long-dead campfires. One wall is covered with graffiti. Some words painted, others etched. And I'm gonna go ahead and type out some of the graffiti that you see in the chat.
Okay. Give me just a sec. I have to step away for a little bit. I'll be right back.
Yep, that's actually a good time to take a quick break while I go ahead and type this stuff up.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good.
It's like above game. They had spray paint in Chult.
reminder there for anyone joining us here midstream, we are currently partnered with Roll4Ukraine. It is a streaming charity campaign that's looking to try to help the people who've been affected by all the unrest in the Ukraine with current situations being what they are. So if you are able to, please give what you can. Every little bit helps, but also remember to take care of yourself first. Otherwise, we'll probably still try partnering with them for at least a week or two, see how well things go. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I checked in on the link we have, which should still be in chat. Yep. They should be around, I want to say it was $400 or $500 of the $2,000 they were looking to raise to try to send towards the Ukraine. So hopefully we can help out any way we can. Also, hey Ferret, how you doing? Good to see you stopping in.
Aaron, nice to see you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ferret is good people.
The good bean is here.
1 second. There we go. For those who don't know, Blackfoot Ferret is currently playing through the most recent Five Nights at Freddy game over on their channel. So if you see him streaming late at night, why not go give him a follow if you like all that deep lore.
Deep lore and better theories than MatPat gives out.
I wouldn't know. Five Nights is one of those things that completely went by me, and I'm just like, you know what? I respect the devotion people put into like all the lore of that, but much like Dark Souls, I'm just like, yep, nope, that's cool. Over my head. But I've
Nice, but
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I've hung out in their streams a few times. They're a nice way to relax late at night, especially if you're up like me, working on homebrew or trying to get stuff going through. Yep. As I said,
Honestly, Blackfoot, you try to run it blind is amazing considering, like, again, like, how into the lore and all that you are.
Yep, so if you're watching this and you decide to go hang out in their stream, remember, no spoilers. I'll leave them with you for a second to Luna while I go use a quick bio break. So be right back.
No problem. How's it going, chat?
I'm also here. I came back a little bit ago, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Thank God, I'm not good by myself.
Yep, we can bounce off each other. How's it going?
Yeah, like I see that game, by the way, and I'm like, I wouldn't know where the fuck I was. I wouldn't be able to beat that game because I'd just keep dying.
Which game?
Security Breach.
Ah, okay.
It's a beautiful game. Like it like compared to from where they started to now, it's like holy crap.
I tangentially know about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I've watched game theories videos on it, and that's the extent of my knowledge of it. I've never played any of them. It's like one of those things you watch from afar and go, huh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I have an aggressive fight or flight reflex, and having punched one monitor as a child, games like that are not for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way that Blackfoot is with FNAF is the way I am with Kingdom Hearts. Where it's like, I would be the guy that if I had a large enough cork board, I'd have a bunch of red string. Like, it's all connected. I swear to God, it is. Like, shout out to my best friend. Like, me and him, no joke, have spent some nights till literally 3 in the fucking morning talking about theories for the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kingdom Hearts is fucking crazy. I love it. And hate it. Love it.
I'm also going to drop a little something that I had, the gift that I put in the Discord over in chat right now. For those who were joining us, here's Wick coming late to the party with their guiding bolt earlier.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was perfect, Caitlin. I needed that laugh.
Yep. Listen, all he knew was that they were fighting a dragon a second ago.
Oh no, it's alive! I got it!
To be fair, Enoch didn't question it either, because A, Wick is a knight, knights fight dragons. Makes sense to Enoch. B, Enoch was also prepared to shoot the fuck out of that dragon.
Honestly, Dan was too. The fact that Zeno and Elise were talking were the only reason he didn't walk up and zap it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I was not expecting you guys to be diplomatic when it comes to the dragon. I was surprised. And let alone the red dragon. I'm like, I like the way this goes.
Yeah,
Let's make this interesting. Just like with captains.
I don't metagame. My boy doesn't know jack shit about dragons. He is still reeling from the fact that the giant twister lizards, as he sees them, can talk.
Twister lizards.
Again, the only time he's ever heard them talked about is like people who know a guy who knows a guy whose cousin was in a village by someone who has seen a dragon, and they talk about him like a natural disaster. Again, you don't expect a twister to like monologue at you from the sky.
That would be interesting, though.
I mean, in Dungeons and Dragons, it could happen.
True. There could be a sentient or awakened twister. I'm honestly surprised. I figured, like, when Dan called it a coward in the last session, he was pretty high on confidence there. And then things just sort of got turned around when he finally sees Omu and how much they have to explore. Like, I was expecting him to fucking be all, like, cock of the walk for a little bit. Like, yeah, we beat a fucking dragon. We're amazing.
Snap back to reality. Hope there goes gravity.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah. To be honest, I'm going into that fight, I had rolled out a whole bunch of action searches, because what I had going on was I consulted Fitzman's Treasury of Dragons. And one of the things that come up is, what might happen with a dying dragon, aka Wild Magic Surge. When you roll a percentile for one single Magic Surge, and it instead turns into up to 10 Magic Surges because you rolled a 1 on it.
Oh boy.
Congratulations, Seto. You made that a lot more interesting.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, that's what that was.
So imagine 10 Zenos on top of each other, surging.
You want to know what one of the other results would have been had you let that play out for a little longer?
I was going to say, Enoch, are you here for this?
Yes.
One of the options I had selected was a character of my choice would have been magically teleported into the 9 hells for 1 minute.
No.
Oh, God!
And then come back in the exact same spot and be frightened until the end of its next turn.
Let me in, coach. I could have dealt with it.
So just imagine being in one hellscape, and then traveling into literally another hellscape. Maybe Avernus. Maybe Mephistopheles.
That's the 14th level feature of the Archfiend Warlock. That does psychic damage.
Oh, don't worry. This one in the table doesn't do any psychic damage, but still. That's the tamer version. Just the thing, you could have had an extra planar travel for a minute.
It doesn't, but it could have.
Picturing Dan in hell. Well, this sucks.
Well, no. Picturing Dan in hell. Huh. So all the villagers were right.
That's kind of sad.
A couple of other ones I would have just swapped over to some
you hear ethereal music would have played for a minute around this dragon, and you could have faintly hear it. And then basically you get follow that up the next turn with very obnoxious discordant flutes would have played. So, basically bad recorder versions of songs would have started playing over it.
So Squidward.
Play the bad recorder version of Hardware Go On.
That was exactly what I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
That
And
is
then,
one of those videos I can never watch without laughing.
and then you want to know what the very last result I would have rolled on here?
What?
If you would have let this go on. At the start of each of her turns, she would have regained 5 HP.
Oh God.
For a
So we-
minute. So...
We had an opportunity to make this even longer, because if Zeno had rolled another nat 1, he would have gained another 10.
Yeah, and let's just say I did rolling for the other side. Good thing he didn't tick her off, because I also rolled. She got her breath weapon back during that.
I mean, I figured.
So...
Why do you think Enoch kept outside of the range of it and was walking around so it would have to sweep if it wanted to hit everyone?
But I was gonna say, for the record, at least doing that definitely made things a lot more interesting with that encounter. So definitely going with the unexpected route. Thank you for that, Chaco.
She regretted it instantly.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's above game. Oh, there will be plenty of other stuff that you could potentially hunt. So, oh, go ahead.
My main question is, when would have these gone off?
I was almost tempted to make a wisdom roll just to see if Elise would have actually followed through or just put an arrow in it.
All right.
Very good question.
Sounds like everybody's back.
Yeah. So, speaking of things to find, here's all in chat. I'm gonna post all the graffiti that's scattered along the walls inside this guardhouse.
Okay, let's put my glasses on so I can actually read. Actually, as I said, put my glasses on, I just imagine Enoch doing the same thing. That's how he gets his ability to read all languages.
Yeah, it's just the one eye is just, focusing a little better.
Alright. Enoch will just start reading, because I don't know if this is in common or not, but he can read anything, so...
Yep, this is all in common.
Okay. Fear the fangs of Ross Ince. Eric, I've gone in search of the 9 shrines. V. The puzzle cubes are key. Beware the frog monster. Who is Unk? All hail the king of feathers. The snakes are not what they seem. Kubazan equal bravery. Shangba equal wisdom. Moa. Okay, this actually all sounds like it might be useful.
It does.
Does this look like a single person's handwriting or multiple people?
I'll say give me the investigation check.
14.
14. You see that... let's see. A couple of them, the painted ones, I'll say the ones that are painted are... Eric, I've gone in search of the 9 shrines, V. The puzzle cubes are the key. Who is Unk? Kubazan, Shigambi, Moa. The snakes are not what they seem. Those ones appear to be written in various paints. The rest of them look like they're a different handwriting, and those ones are scratched in with some hard object.
A thought occurs. Walks over and points to the painted one. The snakes are not what they seem. What did we pass on the way in here?
A danger
Yeah.
noodle.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that made me take pause.
Who? Okay, now I understand some of us here are more into nature than others, but I'm electing that we no longer trust any snakes. Possibly kill on sight.
I
But
walk
what if-
back to the entrance and just like look to see if there are any snakes around.
Roll a perception check.
I wouldn't say kill on sight. I just say
Nope.
stay the hell away from.
All right. Yeah, you don't know. You clearly do not see any snakes.
Now,
But what if not? But what if they're actually nice, and that's what they mean?
well,
Let's not take that risk there, Wick.
now, Wick, I like that idea. I like the hopefulness. But most people are already scared of snakes. So if snakes were nice, why didn't they write snakes are nice?
I think at this moment Dan's face is gonna go pale and just. She might already know we're here. Nanny Poo Poo was able to control flying monkeys. What if Peggy has control over the snakes?
I hope you're wrong, but at this point, that sounds plausible.
I wasn't even going to say that this had anything to do with your vengeance vendetta. I was just assuming the snakes are like the plants, trying to kill us more actively than they should be.
I mean, any
Hmm.
snake is gonna try and kill prey that it can actively eat. That's just how snakes work.
Again,
Then-
that's normal snake behavior. This leads me to believe these are not normal snakes around here.
Well, if you want, I actually have a spell. I can at least locate animals. So, if you
Oh.
want to at least know about if there are any close by, I could probably fire that off here and there.
I mean, that would be very helpful, Wick.
Okay.
He's gonna plop on his bottom, and he's gonna cast Locate Animals for Snarkies.
All right. Describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant, concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings. You learn the direction and distance the closest creature or plant of that kind, if any, are present. So you are naming snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, by that description, I'd like to think that Wick's eyes start glowing even brighter, and like pulse like sonar.
Yeah.
I have
Beep,
to double
beep,
check.
beep.
I just imagine Wick's helmet circling. Not the head or the eyes, just the helmet.
Yep.
I have to double check something real quick here. Snakes. Snakes. Where are there snakes?
I just imagine Wick casts that the eyes start blinking, and then just all of a sudden it's just a blinding dot all over the place.
Yeah, all of a sudden we become a bad Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Except
Ding,
instead of a
ding.
plane, it's a clearly an abandoned city.
It's an abandoned city.
At that point, it's less Samuel L. Jackson and more Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Yep. Sorry. Having to canvas the entire chapter on here to see where specifically static snakes may be. For the sake of brevity, let's see. The direction and distance, the closest creature or plant of that kind, within 5 miles if you... Well, when it comes to snakes, you detect off towards the northeast, about, let's say about 2,000 feet out and slightly down. You detect a snake in that direction. And actually, it seems like in that direction in particular, you detect quite a few snakes.
Yeah, there are a couple.
And he points in both directions.
Off that way.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. If we start seeing more of them, we might have you use that spell again so we can get a better idea, but at least we know the whole city isn't infested.
Yeah, they seem kind of far off.
Apparently, there's also a frog monster here, so we should be watching for that also.
Oh wow, I totally glanced over that. Oh, that fills me with dread.
And this king of feathers.
Well, feathers are nice.
Kawasha.
Yes.
Could you help me figure out these words here? Even with my ability to read all kinds of stuff, these seem like proper nouns, so I don't get them. And he points to
Wait.
Kuzan bravery.
Wait a minute. As he just kind of goes to stroke his chin a little bit. Kupazan. Moa. I'm sorry, I forgot the last word I had in there. Shigambi. Wait. Yes. It has been quite some time, but apparently I have heard of them before. I told you about when Uptau had supposedly left the land of Chult, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, apparently, as he just kind of goes to set in, I had heard this story in various bits long ago, but long ago, the god Uptau hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people no longer. The rain stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through the land. One morning, a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying people. To convince Uptau of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked the wily Amirage to help her. The Amirage snuck recklessness into the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Uptau spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obolaka and the Zorbo and Aijin the Almirage became terrible enemies. At noon, and as he just kind of goes over and points towards the name, a brave Kamadan hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the people's hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank and the crafty Grung stole it. In her rage, and he points onto the wall, Shigambi, the Kamadan, forgot all about the people and chased Nang Nang the Grung forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Ebli stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the people, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Ebli sent a marsh frog to reason with Uptau, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Uptau, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazan, the frog Hemeth, returned to Papazadal the Ebli, he chased Papazadal into the swamp with his new tentacles. That night, a Sioux monster broke into Uptau's palace and stole a pail of water for the people. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in a Jakuli's burrow. Uptau asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa, the Jakuli, was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out that Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jakuli and eat him up, and as he points at the name Moa on the wall. All the while, Unk, the flail snail, lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ooptao and made his eyes water. Life returned to the people, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them.
Huh. Well, that also answers who is Unk.
Yes, it does. That was quite a story.
Yes, I'm not exactly sure where that story came from, but I suppose the story originally came from this place. I didn't know that it would be the animals from Omu, of all places. That is rather fascinating.
Well, from that story, if Kubazan is bravery, Shagambi is wisdom, I think Moa is honesty?
Honesty or balance. Sounds usually
I
how
would
these
say
things
honesty.
go.
Yeah, because they were too honest to lie.
But yes. Perhaps we could learn more about what happened here.
Alright, let's keep an open mind if we see any kind of signs of culture or anything. Make sure to read over it, see if we can figure out anything.
Right. Alright. So, with that out of the way, where would you guys like to go next? Or what would you like to do next?
Suppose try to shuffle into the town until we see something.
Yeah, I mean, we got some
Yeah.
buildings right to our east.
The main thing that I would suggest is we go and find the best looking building to set up camp for the night.
We might also be able to find anything scavengeable within the houses.
Yeah. We're probably gonna fall out this. But,
Possibly.
We find a fully functional or like furnished and standing house that each has like a bed for each of us.
I mean,
Hopefully we can find some wonder glue.
Enoch kind of points out, this looks like a pretty sturdy house over there that's big enough for everyone. Plus, I kind of want to check out that outcrop. Looks kind of like the only other path into that big lava area, so might have something of value.
Alright. So, where would you guys like to explore first?
I guess we'll just go to the closest buildings first and work our way forward, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so right over to here? Or over
Yeah.
these buildings or these buildings?
Might be the
Alright.
first one that's closer here.
Yeah, that one first.
Alright, so for the first building on the left, Draco, roll percentile for me.
Alright.
Oh no.
That's a 17.
You look inside this building over here, and yeah, the inside is rotted, and not really much of anything is inside that building.
Alright, door to door.
Alright, door number 2. DeLuna, go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
Boom. 73.
73, okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's a 5.
5, okay. As you're exploring inside, this building here, Dan, you'll be very surprised to see that Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen this before. You find a wild root inside of here.
What?
I believe you've seen these before.
I think that was one of the things you found that were actually health potion ingredients.
Oh! Okay, let me take a look through my list here. Might have? Not seeing in the list. Can I get the spelling of it in the chat?
Yep, it's all one word, wild root.
Root. Okay, I have Ryeth root in here, but that could just be a misspelling on my part.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check real quick.
Okie doke. Intelligence. That's a 15.
Yeah, wild root. If you were to, you could take the juice of a wild root, and by introducing it into a poison creature's bloodstream, it is able to help remove the poison condition.
Okay, I don't think I've actually encountered this one yet.
Huh. Interesting. But yeah. You have one wild root in here to cure one use of a poison condition.
And I will take that and put it in here. Okay.
All right. Next up, you want to try the building on the left or the right? As you're walking down this pathway.
I'm fine
I
with
guess
the
it's
left.
building on the right? Or left?
We're just gonna
I guess
take
it's
off.
up to you guys.
In my vision, by the way, I know I saw the big dude with the big hat. Did I see like any particular buildings where he was at?
Roll, I guess, roll an intelligence check.
Okay. Intelligence, it's not his best, but we'll try.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, not bad.
Big brain.
18. I'll say after everything had sunk in, you recognize the waterfall from where you're standing. And you also recognize this giant walled area over here. Those easily stand out in your mind. But as far as any location where you think you might have remembered seeing him, you think possibly along this raised walkway here, maybe? But aside from that, that's about as much as you can remember or recall from your dream.
You know, considering that there's a Snacky over there, and I do feel like I remember some places way over by the waterfall in the walled areas. I wonder if those spots are important.
That's right. You said something about the vision, right?
Yeah. I swear I saw the particularly spooky one.
Alright. Well, we can head towards there.
Say at this point, I don't believe in coincidences.
All right. So, where do you guys go from here?
Left or right house?
Start with the left.
All right, left house. Jocko, roll percentile for me.
44.
44. Nothing of note in that house. Just ruined. So they say it probably takes about, maybe 5 minutes at each house.
Okay. Well, on to the next one. Can we have a moment of your time to talk about how the good word of Shanti?
Jehovah's Witnesses, come with us.
Oh,
All right.
Shantae's witnesses.
Speaking of which, Wick, go ahead. Caitlin, roll percentile for the house on the right.
Okay. 41?
41. Ah, nothing in that place either. As you're spending another 5 minutes scrounging around that place.
I'm bored now. I think we should just go to the wall.
Alright, that's still pretty good ways. Plus, we gotta figure our way across that river.
I mean, we do have a canoe.
Yeah, but he'll gesture towards the waterfall. I'm afraid of the current and the destination thereof.
Oh, okay, I see where my mistake. I thought that there was a dam or something blocking the river before it got to the waterfall. I'm just noticing it's a tree that's leaning forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, above game, you aren't able to exactly pick out that detail from where you guys are standing. You would have to be closer in order to see that, but...
Right.
Yeah, I'm just going by basic principle of waterfalls typically have a current. That danger.
Fair point.
Like I said, I'm with Wick for checking out that wall, though I kind of want to check out this little spot right here. Because it's at a good vantage point, so we could try to see if there's a bridge or anything we can use to get across the river. And B, it looks like people took a lot of trouble to carve that out. I wonder if there's some kind of significance there, maybe a hint to these animals.
There's also a house right there too we could check.
Yeah, but if we checked every single house, we'll be here probably for at least another month. An exaggeration, maybe, but this place is huge.
Alright, so as you make your way over towards here, you pass a raised walkway that a very long boulevard stretches out from that. And as you make your way around the corner here, tumbled down ruins cling to the lip of a rift overlooking a large lake of bubbling lava. And as you go to make your way over towards this bridge, you hear some, what sounds like feverish croaking going on across the other side of this bridge.
Ah. Monster frogs.
Rogue.
As you make your way closer to the bridge and begin to climb over it, you see a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see a group of 10 small humanoids that oddly suspiciously look a lot like Koopaloo. And there's one other smaller moss-like quadrupedal creature that's also standing right next to them. And they have with them a grung that is currently tied up and laying on its side, right at the very edge of where this precipice is.
Okay, I did not expect to find a live sacrifice here.
I look at Kawasha. You know them.
Kind of looks over to them. Looks over to Kawasha and hand sights a lot, shrugs. He doesn't appear to know them.
Well, if we want to meet them, honestly, let's go ahead and try to sneak away from here.
Honestly, the grung haven't done us any favors. Why should we get in the way of a religious ceremony?
As
But
you
it
go to the water. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Caitlin.
But it needs saving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Typically,
but-
most religions that revolve around live sacrifices aren't the ones you want to have.
Nope, that's
Exactly.
accurate
need
and
to-
fair.
We need
Accurate
to
and
spread the word
fair.
of Shanty.
Wick, accurate, and that is fair. But I'm gonna point something out. You see all the yellow magma down there?
Yeah.
They could throw us in there, and that would instantly kill us.
Well, I have.
As you,
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
As the conversation is kind of continuing, you look over and you see the grung is bound with a bunch of vines and woven reeds, and it begins to kind of struggle against the bindings. You see these, what you now see as veggie pygmies are creeping up closer to it, and they look like they're kind of starting to move around. They're doing some sort of weird dance, like back and forth. Hands stretched forward, just leaning left and right, and they're kind of doing a little jig around him as they're making a circle.
I look over at Kablooey again. Seeing if he happens to know what this is about.
As you relate us to Kawasha and Kupalue, they sign back to each other, and Kawasha says, "Well, your assertion that it may be a sacrifice may hold some merit.
In that
They're not
case, let's
accepting
get out of here.
Wick starts
Are-
vibrating.
Are they speaking? Are the humanoids? Are they speaking in common or like Chultan or any
Veggie
other
pygmies
language?
don't speak.
You hear some weird chirps and groans coming from them, but it doesn't appear to be a language you recognize."
All right. Enoch's with Wick at this point. He just transforms his hand into a sword. I have a safer way to deal with this than crossing the bridge into lava. And he just pokes at the ground with his sword, booming blade. That's audible to about 30 feet.
All right. At this point, well, I guess I'll
Real quick, just for shits and giggles, does that grung look familiar to any of us?
No, you have never seen this grung before.
Off chance it's one that we let survive and somehow found its way here.
Mm-hmm.
They would
I'd
also
like
have
to
to
act-
beat us here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a green skin grung. Doesn't look like any of the other ones that you have met before. I mean, I know it sounds bad to say this, but they all look kind of similar.
Wow.
All
I
grunts,
mean-
same.
I've been known that I am actively against this.
All I'm gonna say is, man, hey, I'm just imagining this guy's scared Pepe.
I mean,
well,
I have more positive encounters with veggie pygmies than I do with grung. So, I mean, for all we know, he's a prisoner and deserves this.
so as for a point of order, as you go to cast your booming blade, I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if they notice this. You hear them all stop to dance as one of them begins to bend down and go and grab the grung. It stops, and everybody turns around and they begin to stare at all of you. And I think we got enough time. We can go ahead and roll some initiative here. Let me just go ahead and
We have to zoom in because otherwise we won't see what we're doing.
we'll keep this as a theater of the mind, as it were.
Okay.
Let's see, where's the battle music I'll use? Is this it? Yeah, this definitely seems appropriate.
Oh, I
The
love
drum.
about these drums.
I am 100% okay with these drums.
Alright.
In character, Zeno is not 100% okay with doing this because he wanted to get the fuck out of here.
Same.
Oh boy, here we go killing again.
Like he saw. Oh, they're doing they're doing a spiritual sacrifice. Let's not get involved in that because I see lava around us and I don't want to die.
Meanwhile, look, they need healing.
They need to be saved.
he was just vibrating.
Yeah, no. Enoch hasn't taken many moral stances, but you don't kill somebody who's tied up. That's bandit
Meanwhile-
shit. Enoch is 100% anti-bandit.
Meanwhile, Dan's over here. You might deserve it. I mean, we just walked up to this. We don't know what's going on. We don't know their stories. I don't have the room to make a moral judgment here.
How
All I
long
know-
is this bridge?
All I know is I must kill.
God.
Oh,
my
I have to
fucking
find
God.
that meme.
I don't know where I am. I rejoice. I must kill. I need to see. Okay.
This
All
music
right,
is just
so-
like it's that one Road to El Dorado meme with the guitar, but it's drums instead.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I'm just having to come up with a quick random battle map, in order to get this set up here, so...
Ah, Vaughn, you got a bot.
Oh, I do.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. Just...
Be gone, brat!
Yeah. If I can scroll, there it is. Bye-bye.
And
But... Ah, crap. I gotta go in mod mode here. That's the one thing OBS is not great for. Do seem like you do here.
Alright, so let me just
Oh,
get
that's one of the
these
aspect
all
moves.
set up. We'll say that's the ledge. I just gotta draw a couple bits here for the bridge. Tell you what, go ahead and drag you guys over to the map here while I finish getting this set up.
oh,
Ta-da.
we do have a map. Okay, good.
Yep.
Holy shit!
Yep, I'm just, you know, we'll say that this is the precipice that's coming up from the lava. And you guys are currently down over this direction, and the bridge is... God, freehand this.
Also, Elfo Red has the right idea. We just offered the bot to the lava. Now we can save the grung.
There you go.
Yep. Alright. So, place yourselves, like, right on the edge, possibly down here. However you want to that. And then let's go ahead and get those initiatives posted. Alright, so that's for the veggie pygmies. That's for Kawasha. That's for Louie.
Oh boy, 3.
And my initiative. That's off. 6!
Oh, oops, forgot to click and bring up my thing. Too much stuff happening in OBS to have my sheet up. Here we go.
He got double what I got. Congrats.
11. Oh, 12. I forget sometimes I actually have a positive dex.
Alright, so Kawasha. Gotta add a turn for you. Koopa Louie. Gotta add a turn for you. And then Chieftain. Or Chieftain Veggie Pygmy.
Oh, I just realized the chieftain's got a little crown.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Koopa Louie, you rolled a 18. The enemy Veggie Pygmy rolled a 19. And Kawasha rolled a 13. I believe that is everybody. Go ahead and sort. And Elise, we'll start with your turn.
Alright. Gotta get right up all in their grills. Get a bonus action to Hunter's Mark, the one that looks the most important, and take my shots.
All right.
19.
19, that hits. Roll damage.
A piercing, and 3 Hunter's Mark.
Okay. Alright, so for a total of 11 damage. But wait, there's more.
Yes. 29.
That hits. Roll damage plus your Colossus Slayer.
5. 1. 3.
So for a total of 9. Alright.
So that should be 20 damage total, if I'm correct.
Yep. And yeah, that head honcho definitely looks rough for wear. But anything else for your turn?
Nope.
That will bring us to their turn, and you see as a couple of arrows just go to as the goes to rip one of the arrows and out of his side. You see some of the wounds on him actually begin to heal up. And as he points out and raises his spear at the lot of you,
Was that a hiccup
he's
or a
going
command?
to... He's actually going to mount on top of his companion, and they're going to charge over to you, Elise.
Okay.
So he's gonna take he's gonna take his spear and make 2 attacks on you. 2-handed. That's 15 to hit. On
Miss.
the first one. And the second one misses. So meanwhile, the quadrupedal creature is going to bite you. Also he rolled a 14, which misses.
I attack first, which means I get attacked first.
So that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There, these grung are gonna move up.
Wrong?
Oh no, they're grunts
Or
now.
the veggie pygmies, I'm sorry.
They transformed, oh god!
The illusions faded, they were grunts all along.
The joke's on them. If
All
anything,
right.
that means we're more proficient in killing them.
True.
Alright, so you're gonna get a whole bunch of sling attacks on you. 5, 10.
Oh dear, I'm just imagining all the rocks flying straight at Elise.
Alright, so that's 14, 15, what's their plus to hit? Again, sling. That's a +4. I have a 17 to hit.
Yep, that will hit.
Alright, so of those ones at volley I have, that'll be 1, 2 hits. That one missed. That one hit, so that's a third. And we'll say those other 2 that are currently there, that's a miss. That's another miss. So you get 1, 2, 3 hits. For first one is 5 plus second one, which is 6. Second one, or third one is 3. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total of 14 points of bludgeoning damage as the rocks hit you.
Okay.
And next up is...
Can I just, as a free action, Elise just points to Kablooey and says he hits harder than you.
Damn.
Alright. Not that they understand. Koopa Lue is going to take a few foot step up. Targeting this one right over here is going to return to kind. He rolled a nat 20 at a boy.
Damn!
I told him he hits harder than
Oh!
they do.
He rolled for max damage.
Damn! You were not kidding.
Like, and then I took that personally.
As the fight as it just goes to hit at this this Veggie Piggy just collapses.
Just
I
fucking
like to-
beamed him.
I'd like to imagine that Koopa Lue heard Lise and it just filled him with so much vigor. He's like, yeah, I do.
All right. Next up will be Wick.
Just hand gestures to Kaplue, like I told you so.
Woo.
We're gonna do a whole heckin' Spirit Guardians.
All right.
So
Let me get that set up. 15 feet. Ta-da!
Whoa.
It was at this moment they knew they fucked up.
my companions are safe. I'm sure I don't have to say.
Mhm.
And
Every
just,
time-
just in case he sows the frog.
All right. So the chieftain and the mount are currently the ones in range, so they need to make wisdom saves.
Yep.
Well, the mount passed, but the rider failed. So go ahead and roll the damage.
It's 14.
Sorry. 14. Okay. Something else I have to look at too, because... Alright, and as you see the rider on there just begin to slump and slide off the back of this mount.
The king is dead.
I just imagine he slumps off, a little pumpkin child lands in his place and is now riding the thing.
Yeah.
Well...
The little pumpkin child just drop kicks him and then just lands on the thing's back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is
Sorry,
mine now.
I gotta reload for a split second because chat was doing wonky things again. That moment where it
It's all
just
good.
pops out in another window. Alright. Load in, please, so I can see this. Let's see. There we go. Next up is Kawasha. As my apologies for this, but I've realized going forward I have been underutilizing how tough Veggie Pygmies can be. As Kawasha just kind of turns and says, to be safe, he's gonna step forth behind Elise. He's going to produce flame. And he's going to huck it at this Veggie Pygmy over here. Because
Dead
it's
one?
The one that's already
incapacitated.
dead?
You just see the fire go and strike that Veggie Pygmy and it just goes alight. One thing that we have not had to deal with very much. And Koopa tells me this. They do not like fire.
Oh.
No.
So now with that out of the way, a buff game. Fight.
Good to know. I just happen to have a really good fire spell, don't I?
I was gonna say everybody looks at Dan at this or Zeno at this point.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm next, and, well,
So I guess I'm just gonna relax back here then.
I was gonna say, Mouse Minor Meteors, here they come.
yep. One right here, and one right here.
Okay, so that's gonna be a bunch of dex saves.
You know that
And
one GIF of
You said
Mabel?
here and here?
Yeah, this space
Okay.
and this space. So everything.
Oh,
in
that
front of
space and that space. Okay. So it should be everything except, I believe,
you.
these
three at the
two
bottom.
veggie pygmies down here.
It'd be.
Alright, so
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna do a group roll just to make things easy. And yeah, they fail.
So that is 18 points of fire damage.
18 points of fire damage. Yeah, they all just drop instantly and get fried. Actually, not that one. It's that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. That one winds up getting fried. This one takes 14. The mount is still standing. Surprising.
I mean, the mount looks tougher than most of them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else then, Enoch?
No, Enoch is just kind of like, yeah, no, I ain't about this sacrificing tied up folk.
All right. Next up is Yuki.
Well, she's gonna run up to here because that's all she can really do at this point.
All right. All right. Next up will be Zeno.
All right, make this as simple as possible then. Gonna run up right here, and if I cast Flaming Spear between these two, do I get both of them in the range?
Or lightning bolt.
Or no,
Yeah.
Flaming Spear, because it's a five foot diameter.
Yeah, you can hit. Yeah, you can hit them.
All right, I'm gonna cast that at 3rd level.
All right. Go ahead and click that and roll your d20 for your wild magic surge.
That's a 19.
You're fine.
Boom. DC 14 with 6 fire damage, and that will
Alright.
last for the next. Actually, what is this?
All right. Yep, they both fail, so they both take the 6 damage. They're still barely standing.
Some bonus action. I can move the spear up to 30 feet.
All right. Anything else then?
That's it.
All right. Dan.
Well, I was gonna cast Moonbeam, but I'm pretty sure those two veggie pygmies are gonna die before I get to do anything really. So instead, let's see, I guess I'll just join the group over here. I'm gonna enlarge Yuki.
Just making sure that I have this read right. Like, I can make this. I can basically make this where it attacks again in my next, or before their next turn or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dan half-heartedly, Hakumi Crescere. And then he'll follow up looking at this thing, and so yeah, that's a bonus action. So as his main action, he's gonna toll the dead on the mount.
All right. Wisdom save.
I'll give a
That's a
toll.
failure.
He's been damaged, right?
Correct. So roll your 2d12.
For once, the only thing not damaged is the ground.
Yeah. Weird. So it'll take
Yep.
9 damage.
Yep. That mount just collapses onto the floor. He's dead. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's everything.
All right. Elise.
I look over at Zeno. Think we could just leave it to you?
Zeno?
DeLuna?
Oh no.
We can't hear him. Oh no.
The veggie pygmies got him.
All right. What did you want to do then? I'll assume he'll probably say, yeah. He'll take care of him. So, what are you going to do, Elise?
I can't quite get close enough. Would I have to use my action to untie the grung?
Yes.
Okay. For the sake of whatever I'm going to bonus action, we'll just move my hunter's mark onto. Just to keep it up, we'll just move my hunter's mark onto this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna get right about here.
All right. You
And
will
then-
get one attack of opportunity from the claws on that one.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Well, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Elise just looked at Zeno and said, "Should we just leave this to you?"
Don't think that would be unwise. Because, I mean, I could easily end them in one attack if you want me to, but...
Okay, so... You take 5 points of slashing damage from the claws on this one.
Okay.
Alright.
Was that the grung or what was that?
That was the Veggie Pygmy.
Okay.
Alright. Which, speaking of Veggie Pygmy, it's Akupalue's turn. He's just gonna stand there staring down at these two. And...
I actually think it was the enemy pygmies' turn first. They must have
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
enemies
right, yeah,
first, and then
because I
him.
did delete them. Obviously this is very, very hot. And they're just gonna stay away from fire because fire bad. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's just gonna dash and try to run past you guys. He does get an attack of opportunity from...
He's
right.
also gonna make a wisdom save.
That's right, because he's entering that. They don't know.
Oh, no!
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, buddies.
Well, they both pass with a 19, but go ahead and roll the damage anyway. Yeah, they just crumple where they as soon as they hit.
really shouldn't have grown Yuki. Oh well.
Oh, well, at least you have a big dog for a little while.
I guess if we encounter anything else, she'll be big for that.
All right. Well, with combat taking over and considering it is just after 11 o'clock, I think this is a good place to end the session for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final housekeeping, Elise is just gonna walk up. I've got a dagger, I'll just cut this grung loose.
All right. You go to cut the bindings off of this grung, and it just kind of looks up, and he does the whole faceplant bow with his arms outstretched towards you.
Does it look injured at all?
Looks a little, I guess roll a quick message check quick, and then we'll leave it off on here for the night.
18.
18. Oh, he looks kind of beat up a little bit, but, yeah, aside from that, he's, doesn't look like he's taking a lot of damage, but...
Just to top him off, if he
Okay.
needs it.
Alright, he'll kind of look up and... He'll just kind of do a little side shuffle, hop and dance, and yeah, that's where we're going to go ahead and end the session proper for tonight, then.
Before we end it, like, Zen will be like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I want to get the hell off of this bridge.
Hmm.
I don't know why y'all ran so close to it. Most of us could have, like, handled this from here. Enoch says at the foot of the bridge.
Elise just yells out, I tried to warn them.
Yes, well, let's just get the hell out of here.
Alright, well, let's start with Around the Horn, because I know more than a few people here probably gotta start getting out of here. Caitlin, where can they find you?
Oh, I'm CaitlynC37. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at CaitlynC37, where I do art. Commissions are open, so if you want any paintings, just find me there.
Alrighty. Milla, where can they find you?
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at MillenNinjaNerd. You can also find me on twitch.tv/MillenNinja, where I occasionally stream Pokemon Legends Arceus stuff. And yes, it is pronounced Arceus. I am dying on this hill. You can't stop me. Even
It's
if Monty
Arceus.
disagrees with me.
It's Arceus.
Arceus! It's even
think it's
said in the
Arceus, too.
official Pokemon Direct or Pokemon Day thing they did. Arceus is what the translator said.
I say Arceus too.
Yeah,
okay.
Arceus
It looks like
buddies.
we're split.
And it's like I've heard people say too. It's like, when you're playing Legends Arceus, they have a phone. It's called the Arc phone. If it were Arceus, it would be the Arse phone.
Which is great. Why wouldn't you want the arse phone?
Bends over and slaps his bottom. Anyway, that's it for me for tonight.
Alrighty. Before we move on, I just want to say I have no strong opinions either way. Chaco, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ChocoZombie101, where I just retweet whatever I feel like. You can find me on Twitch, ChocoZombie101. Don't stream yet, but I'm usually in chat lurking. Next week, 2K22 comes out. Hopefully it's not a complete disaster. And, yeah.
Prep for a complete train wreck. That'll just hit different.
Well, alright, DeLuna, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at DLuna1338. I am going to be posting. I have a lot of builds and possibly, hopefully, more in the future. I just posted my latest one the other day, and it looked really nice. So I'm hoping that I have more work to show off.
Alrighty, Draco, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube as Draco Magnius. You can find me on Twitter at DMagnius. And you can find me here on Twitch as Draco_Magnius, where we're playing Amori every Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. We're apparently nearing the end of the game. I gotta get my friends out of a business contract they made with a business shark named Jossum. So we'll be trying to get that handled tomorrow.
I hope he holds up better than Street Sharks.
I don't know. I haven't technically met him yet. The most I've encountered him was hearing him over the phone. But I've seen a picture of him. He wears sunglasses and a suit.
Strong. Well, you can find me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn and on YouTube at not YouTube, Twitch. Fuck. You can find me at YouTube at BurnoutVaughn along with Twitter at BurnoutVaughn, where you can see both the VODs for here as well as those for the first episode of Saved by the Spell, our other D&D game we run on this channel on a bi-weekly basis, where we are going through the Strixhaven campaign with a bunch of homebrew caveats. So if you're enjoying that or you would like to have a new game to follow, why don't you go head on over there. And also, good reminder that we are partnered with Roll4Ukraine. Depending on how long the charity goes for, we might be partnering with them next week.
It's only the first week of March.
Oh, it's only the first week of March?
Yeah.
Well, then, let's get that. Yep, thank you, Milla. Then,
You're welcome.
please, if you can, donate to the link below. Like I said, they are preparing. They are only at about a fourth of what they were looking to make here. So every little bit helps, but take care of yourself. And now it's time for us to raid. And so I think we should keep up our tradition of raiding Connor. And Chaco's got the right idea. The snakes are not what they seem.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm wrong. It was it says on the actual site 2 weeks left. My mistake.
Okay,
So
2
yeah,
weeks.
we'll get there tomorrow. Or
Oh
not
my-
tomorrow, next week.
Black Ferret, thanks so much for the leap bits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, El Robot, thank you for the 100 bits for the quote of the week. If I ever negotiate with a dragon, shoot me.
Mm-hmm.
Wick will remember this.
This is called second.
You're gonna
I
regret
will
that
hold Wick to
decision.
it.
You also were not very specific with which kind of dragons.
Yeah.
Any
Talking
dragons.
to a half dragon or a dragonborn or a kobold, and Wick's just
If
gonna shoot
we ever take the quest to go hunt those pirates just in the middle of the dockyard, play 'em! All right. With that, the snakes aren't what they seem. Thank you all for coming out, and do try to support the people from Ukraine. They are having the hardest time right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night, folks.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Night.